For our next session, we are honored to showcase a passionate early childhood educator. With more than a decade spent in refining her skills in early childhood education, she is known for presenting her ideas and expertise in Reggio Emilia class for early childhood education at various conferences. She's also a budding book writer. She's Theresa Boki representing Indonesia. Her session title is Improve Social Skills. Hello, Theresa, how are you?
Hello, Anusha. I'm pretty nervous. I'm so good today from Indonesia. How are you, Bu Anusha?
We are well, and you look so beautiful. Please share something about your outfit, and the stage is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anusha. Let me share my presentation. Hello, welcome everyone to this session. First of all, I would like to thank you for Mr. Gavin and Ibu Anusha. We always call him from Indonesia, Ibu, for giving me this opportunity to present and sharing about applying Reggio Emilia approach to improve social skills and learner agency in early years. This is actually a great topic and challenging into 1 hour. So I'm going to focus on the points that I hope I can direct you and think harder to do it. And I will give you the best for trying in your learning. I am the teacher, and I am now as the researcher for applying this session to see very strong, capable, and competent, and reflect all my students' learning and actions. Let me say hello from the Kamoro and Amume tribe. Amolongo, Nima Witimi. I am kindergarten teacher in Yayasan Pendidikan Jaya Wijaya, school in Timika, Papua, Eastern Indonesia. People in here in Timika, Papua reply when I say Amolongo Nima Witimi, and they respond Amole Nimao. So why I use this greetings hello? Because I represent from my place in Papua and Indonesia. So I give my best and be very proud to speak with you from Papua. Actually, the Papua you can see here is like many forests here. This is the kindergarten school around the forest. So actually we live in the middle of this forest. So when I did my teaching, one of my students, not from Papuan, he used his visible thinking routines. We used the sitting wonder, and in the part think, he thinks that Miss Agnes, I think we study and live in the forest, Miss, because I think Papua is the forest. So I just shocked, and I'm so happy that they are confident to express their feelings and thinking about around Papua. And this is the example that I want to explain the place. And also here, this school has a vision, namely facilitating students to be proud and also be innovative and progressive. And I have the motivation for students in Papua in this school to be agentic learning and more ready for their life. I feel motivated to apply Reggio Emilia philosophy because I see important elements for learning, and I encourage you to try it. And I have a quick question. So here my question: what are social skills that you can develop for early years learners? So I can see from the chat here. Can you try to think about that? Maybe the first thing that comes to mind, it's okay if you just say one word. Thank you, Miss Christine. Wow, wonderful storytelling, compassion, critical thinking, love, collaboration, sharing. Thank you for answering my questions. Okay. I can let maybe 1% for try to answering and unmute. Is there anyone want to share? Okay. Environmental consciousness, listening, communication. Thank you. Okay. Let me next. So today's presentation, I will focus on my discussion points and my that happens in my classroom, because here, this presentation, I want to share actually my classroom that I've done before. And first about social skills and learner agency in the early years. The second is about Reggio Emilia approach. And the third, classroom as the third teacher. Okay. Before that, I have the background why we need to improve social skills and learner agency in early years, because we know that before and until now it happens, the effect of pandemic COVID-19 still happened. So I got from the source from UNICEF, more than 91%, around 1.6 billion children in the world who are learning in their homes. So they just learn in a long time, I think. So what happens to my students? They show in the beginning of the school, they come to school, they have struggled to develop their speech and language. They have struggled to be confident to speak to the teachers and the other teachers and also their friends. And also they have a lack of social awareness. But this is very important for us to know that social skills and learner agency play important roles for children's life. Okay, I go to the understanding of social skills. Social skills are skills for people used to have interaction and communication and verbally or non-verbally. Actually, according to Vygotsky, that learning as social process, such as having social interactions, play a fundamental role in developing the students' cognitive. So I think that social environments can show the fundamental for skills that children have to develop. Environment like by scaffolding and facilitate the parents or the teachers facilitating objects, the real objects for the children to get inquiry, to explore the objects, to explore the environments in their learning process. And also the second, while Jan Piaget concluded his cognitive development happens in stages, which means children construct their learning process that is about constructivist theory for developing the cognitive, namely sensory motor, proportional, operational, and formal operational. He also agrees that children learn with social interaction, environments, communication. As educators, we should learn and understand the important, the role of children. We should understand about the background, their interests, their profile, their abilities. So, and also see the action, self-initiated and being active to involve in learning, to learning activities, and evaluate the children's development based on the learning process. So here, the basic that I know about the theory Fiase using STEAM is about for learning the process of children development from one stage to another, and namely there are two that I know stages about assimilation and accommodation. Assimilation means the children start to respond, to inquire, to learn new things or knowledge. And from the environment, after they get assimilation, the children start to adapt. So they use the accommodation, adapt the knowledge or learning through environment, and also I think assimilation and accommodation are very important for helping children's cognitive development. The example of assimilation for example, when my student live in Papua or in a community, he will learn about the way people talking in Papua using dialects and many different cultures, not only in Papua, it could be from Sabang to Merauke. And then the children, we also think and group the what he gets, the information he get from the environment. He group, oh, this is Papuan, this is Papuan people, oh, this is Manado people, this is from Australian people. So that's the example. Actually, social skills that I use in my classroom has 2 skills for early years learners as the basic fundamental for early years learners, namely interpersonal relationship and the social and emotional intelligence. I learned from IB curriculum. So in here, you all can see the pictures there in my classroom, the students. We do the learning process, learning activities, not only in the classroom, but in the outdoor of classroom. For the interpersonal relationship here, the students will focus to learn about respecting people, listening to others, cooperative playing, and helping others. Social and emotional intelligence. Here, they will learn on thinking about knowing their feelings and others' feelings, learning feelings when they play or learn in the classroom or even in the home, in the communities. And for the learning before that, I thought about similarities and difference between myself and others. And here, because the beginning of the learning in school. Why students need to improve the social skills in the early years? First, I think about the children will get valuable experiences to through learn and play. And here, I think I learned from social skills are skills for children to use interaction and communication verbally or non-verbally. So here they can understand to communicate with others positively and to avoid negatively behavior. The type of social interaction they might be happened in the classroom, such as a speech, gesture, facial expressions. And social skills is the one of crucial skill in human life. Many studies, many researches found that children who are cooperative, caring, sharing, and good emotionally control can make friends, can make a good relationship between their friends, on adults, and even the communities. So, and the type of skills that I have learned from IB can make us to learn about cooperation. Cooperation here, which are helping others, sharing toys, make and follow the essential agreements in the classroom we made together. Children also need for speaking or making conversation, such as understanding and using voices. We can use the and understand level voice from 0 to 4, or we can use the traffic light color. And also using eye contact, facial expression, and body language. So here, next about the assertion communication, I think it's very helpful for the children to know and to practice, because for protecting themselves and being confident to ask the information, to show the firm eye contact, and to learn about then responsibility. It's about respecting and caring others. And also the empathy. Empathy is here is very important for human life, because it's showing caring for others, to understand how to care to others by listening skills, using a positive attitudes, expressions, and emotional skills. When children cannot control themselves or their emotions, so teachers and friends, even the communities, cannot work together with them, or getting difficult to play or to communicate with them. So it's very important to learn about, to improve and learn about social skills from the early years. And here, I think next about learning sensory process. Here, sensory process is, yes, it's very important for us as a human. We learn about 5 senses to learn about how to, we get the information from looking, listening, smelling, even, and also next, giving impact to develop behavior. Behavior is very important for students to learn, so they can know themselves, and they can know that they can develop interpersonal skills, and they can develop social and emotional intelligence. So here, understanding of learner agency in the early years. This is the example of my students did. Actually, he expressed touch his mask, her mask, because she wanted to practice as she made eating ice cream. It's happened. So I let her, and after that we wash our hands and change the mask. And also agency actually is the power to take meaningful and intentional action, and acknowledges the rights and the responsibilities of individual in supporting voice, choice, and ownership for everyone in the learning community. This I learned from IB curriculum, because yeah, YPG school, this school and IB curriculum are connected each other to achieve our mission and vision. And also here, as educators, we have to understand the use literacy selection to guide learners in analyzing the voice. It characters show that especially their voice is attached to the theme presented. Then for the choice here, the learners are able to develop their choices by using actions in early years, namely helping, serve others, expressing feelings. And also, so we can conduct a choice activity where the learners identify all of resources, materials that the teachers provided, facilitated in school for to complete a specific task, learning activity that they want to achieve and they want to create. And then ownership of learning, or early years learner demonstrate their knowledge or learning experience, namely the use discussion play to learn new things, reflecting, and also reflecting their strengths and areas for improvements in here for the ownership. So they can use all their senses to observe and notice details. What have they learned? What are they learning? They can express their feelings, asking, negotiating, choosing tasks, and etc. And the best time for us to practice the agency for students starting from the beginning of school, because it could create atmosphere, create a routine, thinking routine, classroom routine for them to show their agency. And actually, learner agency, according to Bandura, agency is people have active actions, roles to develop, to adapt, and to renew themselves based on changing times. According to the IB PIP curriculum that I've learned, when early years learner have self-efficacy and get supported by teacher, parents, communities, they will confident, share their voice, choice, and have ownership of learning. So here, why students need to improve their agency in the early years. Actually, agency is the fundamental of self-regulation to direct students on their learning process, then give also the power for students to show their actions and from early years, and also building the learners to improve also their self-efficacy, practice their self-assessment, such as getting direct feedback and getting comments from their friends, from the teachers, and feed forward from teachers, parents, or communities. So here we go to the key elements of Reggio Emilia philosophy. This is that happened that I've learned about the image of child, the key elements, teachers, teacher and parents as teachers, and parents are important for children learning process. So they will be like a partner. Classroom is the third teacher. So I learned from Reggio Emilia from my boss, my principal in the school, and also I got the job and also the job test from my coordinator. So it took more than 1 year. Yeah, I learned about this, and also this philosophy actually is an educational philosophy that focuses on student-centered learning, developed by Loris Malaguzzi in Italy. So I think it's not only Bapak Loris Malaguzzi, but the collaboration of parents and environments in Reggio Emilia city, that they can make a great, very good philosophy. So this philosophy is strong to be understood, namely understanding and respecting the children's skills and interest. I think and agree what our Minister Education Indonesia said, that Indonesia Culture, Research and Technology of Indonesia, Mr. Nadiem Makarim said that education and culture cannot be separated. I agree, because and then we learn about emancipators curriculum in Indonesia, and I think this philosophy can connect with our curriculum in Indonesia, like emancipators curriculum. So this philosophy has collaboration, education, and culture in Italy to make students feel joy on their learning, as Papa Loris Malaguzzi say. It's about joy for students. The teacher and parents are partners for supporting the learners and building a good relationship. Next, the philosophy believes that classroom as the third teacher, because the classroom is like their second home. Based on their ages, they can reflect their perspective, cultures, abilities, and interests. And I'm inspired to learn about Reggio Emilia. So the classroom as their homes because the learners feel secure, welcomed, happy, comfortable. The classroom should be like home because the effects of pandemic COVID-19, even from many studies said that many times around in a year that many children learn from school very long time rather than in their home. And also for students to learn in their houses, and now in new normal, the learners started to learn in school for a longer time. So according to Reggio Emilia approach, there are three teachers. There are three teachers in student-centered learning, namely the first teacher is parents, friends, or communities, I can say. And the second teacher is the teacher in the school. And the third teacher is the classroom. So I give the arrow like this because it will back from students. Because yeah, student-centered learning, they learn from three teachers, but they have ownership for their learning. So teachers as the facilitators and researchers, adults are not the center of learning. So we have to think. I think there are two questions might be, it could be reflect our as educators. What we want the students to be. We want students as adults, or we want students to as their knowledge, as their abilities, as their interests. We can reflect together. Okay. And also the third, we can make curiosity table or planning careers areas by giving questions. And also we can be partner with the students to create what they want in the classroom, what artworks they want to stick on the wall. And next, classroom as the third teacher. Actually, classroom is the central role to improve social skills in students' learning process. The teacher as the researcher to understand students' learning process on their own learning, and the classroom like a home, like I said before. And yeah, and the other adults actually are not central learning of learning, like I said before, means that the adults have to adapt and follow and understand what their children ideas, what their children abilities, what their children background, interest. In Reggio Emilia approach, we should support the children's right to play, to listen to them, understand the children, that Malaguchi Loris expressed to tell us for understanding children in a poem. 100 of languages. So in here, Reggio classroom is the foundational role Reggio inspired philosophy, which look natural, lights, inspiring children. Teachers provided authentic materials, real tools and teachers. For children, its classroom has 4 key elements. First, about safe. So here, the Reggio classroom that I inspired and tried to set in my classroom, I set chairs for some kids clearly in each area, and then the safety areas and furniture so that students feel comfortable. The second elements is about culture. So here, designing classroom that shows student-centered learning is very important for students, for us in school and in house as the parents, because to make students are happy to learn, and they have they can improve their social skills and also learner agency. And the third is about areas. Yes, we need areas. It could be the collaborative learning. It could be for individual learning. And here, areas learning teachers can learn and know their students in detail, such as their skills, background, and interests. Howard Gardner said that there are multiple intelligence, so we can make the areas from their intelligence that they have. It could be like kinesthetic area, it could be art area, interpersonal area in the classroom. So educators can set the collaborative and individual learning to support the learner social skills. And also, this is the building center. Actually, Reggio Emilia uses Friase theory of constructivist theory, and it needs to be given examples in invitations, and the teacher will provoke students by using real tools to motivate them, and also using questions to provoke them to inquiry to the learning. And it would be better for children to use materials for sensory learning, such as playing blocks. And next, for the arts area, they are willing to explore, to think creative by using some examples. For dramatic area, the learners can using puppets and real objects and play in dramatic area. Also, the sensory areas and loose parts are not only using the recycled objects, but it could be natural objects, it could be another materials, and to provoke students learning creatively thinking based on their imagination. In Reggio classroom, we need also learn in big group area. It could help students to learn about reflection of their learning, to use to do the morning routines, to learn about social stories by the teacher, to learn about to improve the thankful intelligence, like thankful to God. And next, and then also we need individual areas that we can say that it is very important for preparing the play that we can give the independent area, like making a puppet, making a ship, and making a building for the boxes. So it's like learning about uninterrupted plays. We need that, yes, because it gives the and supports children's right to play. And next, for the setting, in here we can think for the setting, teachers can provide and ready to prepare materials for students. So learners will choose materials and motivate them on their learning. So they can use puppet when I try to light on the projector like this, they directly play the shadow puppet, and I'm so shocked. And also I prepare the other area, and also I put the traditional things in the class, and one student tried to draw. Next, so here the areas that I try to see their improving social skills and learner agency. Actually, the name is natural areas. So natural areas here, I got from students' ideas. So we work together, because actually it is not on my planning. So actually it's not failed, but I give them showing their learner agency. Natural areas here. First, I try to ask them to, and also using the see, think, wonder virtual thinking about this picture before telling story. So they give their thoughts, their ideas, and questions. And I tell a story about the story of a Namdur bird in Papua. Must be honest. So here it happens in September, the beginning of September. So the teacher tells a story about Namdur bird must be honest by FVZ Indriani in Let's Read Asia. So the story tells about this bird who comes from Papua, and in the beginning, they made a competition, but this bird didn't tell the truth to join the competition of making a unique nest here. And in the final story, this bird told the truth because this bird actually got difficulties when the judges asked him to make it from the beginning. And the bird is panicked, and finally he told the truth that it's not of its nest, but it's his friend nest. And then, yeah, from the story, the students learn about the moral values, and they learn about being honest, reflecting and understanding the feelings, sharing, learn to be creative and unique. So, and also there are unfamiliar things that they got from the story, that why this nest on the ground, not on the tree? Because for ice, and I Google it, yes, it's true that this is the real one. The nest is on the ground, not on the tree. So they are very curious on that story, and they asked me to work together to set an area about making a unique nest. And they work together with their friends, and this is the example of the video. Let me play it. Okay. Oh.
Hi, Theresa. I'm sorry to interrupt. The video says it's unable to play. It's showing an error. Hi, Theresa, you're on mute.
Okay. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear your voice.
Thank you.
Video was not playing earlier.
Oh, okay. Let me play again. Can you see the video?
We can see the video. Yes, thank you.
Ini sarang burung apa ya? Dari mana dilihatnya? Dari itu. Dari itu. Oh iya.
Hi, Theresa. Sorry again to interrupt, but we can hear the sound, but the video is not playing.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. I will continue my presentation. Next is about loose parts area. So this activity for making a unique face or people, they showed that they want to find many materials from outside of the classroom, and they set the classroom what they comfort to play it or make it the project where they want to try. And also for developing social skills, students are showing interaction, communication, and collaborating to design a unique people. And here the students also learn perspective or their for their projects and on their artworks. Why you're so big? Why you're so small? Why? And then also they try to understand, and they ask me to help them to understand, and until they got the best question, best answer. And for And next, developing learner agency. Teacher facilitates students and giving direct feedback each other. Next, for the mirroring areas that I tried, this activity for learning about mirror as their learning experiences. So here, for developing social skills, students are showing the interaction, students are showing their curiosity, and they find their groups by themselves, and they ask me to be a part of their activities. Like here, this one student asked me to stand and he drew my shadow, and also here they also learn about developing learner agency. So teacher facilitates students and giving direct feedback each other means that here the teacher gives them voice, hear their ideas, and also give them choices. They want to draw in the classroom or play outside, or play what activities they want to try. Yes, and the results here, I think that before actually I struggled with supporting their social skills in the classroom. So here I use teacher guided, but now I understand them and using the collaborative playing and making collaborative decision to design our learning classroom. And for actually action expectation, actually I mean that I have the expectation that they understand the understanding of uniqueness, but here they want to learn about the honest, like number birds. So here students show and develop their agency, I think. And then not listening others, because the beginning of the school, it struggled to see the students to listen and to be settled by, but when I provide the areas using Reggio Emilia approach, they started to feel comfort, happy, and listening others, listening to me, listening to their friends, and also not taking turns. Now they are respecting each other because they try to communicate each other, use the assertion, use the emotional control, and use the responsibility. And also the last is challenging to control emotion. But now we have made the essential agreements. What happened if we cannot control our emotion? What happened? And we try to make a solution together and agreement to by reflecting our actions and learning to sit down first and talking each other. After that, they can play and do activities. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Theresa. Thank you so much for your passionate presentation. And first and foremost, please tell us about your outfit. You look so beautiful.
Thank you. Actually, I'm using a batik dress from Papua, and I'm using the hat from Papua because actually I am here alone from Indonesia to speak, and I want to bring my culture, because as I mentioned before, culture and education cannot be separated, and help you too in your country to try to think
Thank you.
about that.
Thank you so much, Theresa. Thank you so much. Now we have 14 minutes for Q&A session. Is it okay if I direct questions to you?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Here, Gavin McCormack questions. How do you incorporate the natural world, including volcanoes and earthquakes, into the curriculum?
Actually, we have the teachers team to collaborate the planning, and for the first team we learn about who we are. So we make the unit of inquiry about who we are learning, and it's the central idea is about similarities and differences makes us unique.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you so much. We have Umushugu John questioning. We have learners who are introverts. How can one help them learn and express freely in the presence of others who always look down on them?
It could be we can understand the type of skill, interpersonal. We have to know ourselves. We have to know our name, even our name, our friend's name, and also we have to know the parents. We have to know the our feeling itself. I think it's about personality.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We have 13 more minutes. Pragya Nopani questions, what does critical thinking mean for early years and what activities can be done to nurture the skill?
For critical thinking itself, we use the differentiation learning. So differentiation learning here, I learned from the curriculum in Indonesia. We can understand first differentiation learning of content, and then process, and then product until making an artwork, for example. But they cannot be separated.
Thank you so much, Theresa. We have love pouring in for you from all over the world. We have Lauren who writes, I like considerations in the classroom for different learners' intelligences. And then we have another question for you by Kuheli Sengupta. She writes, hello, everyone. My name is Kuheli Sengupta. How do we integrate nature and technology in the classrooms? We want the children to be close to nature, but nowadays the schools are proceeding towards teaching through iPads and computers. How do we create a balance between the two?
Yes, actually, I think one of challenging Reggio Emilia's is about policy, because in the house, in your house, you can learn with the parents independently, but here for the school, they have policy, culture policy for the assessment, policy, school policy, even the government policy. So I think it's the consideration like you mentioned before.
Thank
But you can try.
Thank you so much, Theresa. Thank you so much. Anupama Padipan sharing, that's a great thought. Kudos, Theresa. And Lillian Craigler from Australia writes, what a wonderful encapsulation of Reggio Emilia approach. One of my favorite pedagogies. We have such similarities. I also did PYP. And we have Richard Kalega saying, this topic is so pleasing to me as a social and life skills facilitator for youths. Educators at the early childhood level need to develop in their learners those two basic social skills presented by Theresa, so that we who meet them at higher levels just emphasize their advanced development. These two are the basis for all the others, which we categorize as skills of knowing and living with oneself, skills of knowing and living with others, and skills of making effective decisions at these higher levels. A question, how do you handle self-esteem at that level? And otherwise, thanks for the presentation.
Yes, actually, I am the teacher. I think we need model, and the students really need a model. We have to think that we just not as a researcher, we just not a learner, inquirer, but we are the model.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Theresa. Professor R.C. Podell writes, I completely agree with what you said, Theresa. Teaching should be learner-centric and children should be given agency with choice, voice, and ownership. There is no point of disagreeing with what you have said. However, children are, after all, children. They should be guided, instructed, protected, if not dictated, mentored, moderated by somebody, be that somebody her parents, tutors, facilitators, or mentors. Children, by and large, are embodiments of innocence and require some guide. There is some difference, pedagogy, andragogy, and heutagogy. So is it possible to make them accountable, responsible, with agency?
Yes. Actually, there is a inquiry guided that I've learned from teacher guided and also students guided, and also the students driven by their own learning. That's how I learned about inquiry guided.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Theresa. Thank you very much for your presentation. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be showcasing her recording on our platform, educationinfluence.com. Thank you very, very much. If you have any questions for Theresa, we have 6 more minutes. Please do unmute yourself. Oh, we do have messages pouring in for you again. Richard says thanks. And Dr. Priti Kumari says, excellent presentation, Theresa. Thank you. And if you have any more questions for Theresa, please share us in the chat box, or you may unmute yourself and just the stage is yours.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Theresa. Thank you very, very much for your wonderful